I work out with my brother sometimes. We have different styles. You know, Joe likes to be headphones on, getting a real sweat going, and Kevin's more about, you know, mobility. For me, I like the social aspect of working out, having conversation, taking, you know, longer rests so that you allow for that time to let your body heal once you've pushed a little further. Hey, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here with Men's Health in the gym today. I'm gonna walk you through what I do on the road to stay in shape, healthy, and manage my type 1 diabetes. I've always really cared about fitness. I was super active as a kid, played a lot of sports. I did musical theater as a kid, so even just being on stage can be a workout or a fitness routine. And then as I got older, I got really into lifting weights. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 13. Which made me lose about 20 pounds in a 3-week period. So once I regained my body mass and started building into my youth, I worked on a TV show called Kingdom, where I had to put on about 20 pounds of muscle in a short duration. And so I got really active into stretching muscle fibers and just building muscle quick, but safely, which I think is the most important thing, especially when I think about my type 1 diabetes and taking care of my body. The training for Kingdom was really intense. We would do workouts in the morning, so basic weight training and some cardio. We would then go and do a 4-hour intensive on mats with real fighters. So across all MMA, we learned basically in a 2-month period how to get in the ring. Throughout the course of the show, the storylines would dictate kind of what I needed to do for my body. So at times, the character would need to be sort of building muscle and just be bigger, and other times I'd need to be leaned up because I'm injured or whatever the story was. And it was a really fun thing to test myself. I am glad that I don't have to train that hard anymore, though. I think it's all a matter of just staying focused on your goal. You can lean up and build sort of more lengthy muscle mass with a solid meal plan in place. I don't really like to use the word diet, but just planning your meals, being thoughtful about your macronutrients, but also your training schedule. When I'm on the road, it's really important to me to get the most rest I can before showtime. And so there are days where I just don't train because I'm on stage for 3.5 hours, and that's a workout enough. But then days where I want to get in and do something that stretches my body and opens me up. So I'm really into yoga now. I'm no yoga master by any means, but certainly sort of centers me before a show day. And then other things I like to do, I like to play golf, which I consider to be a great workout. You can play it till you're very, very old and still be competitive and feel good, being outside. And then basic, gym activities as well. So I'll come in, I'll do a light lift. There are some days where I really want to push myself and do something more strenuous. So what I like to do is build games into it. I feel like if you gamify the workout, you get a way better experience, especially if you're working out with friends. My brothers and I are always together on the road, so it's easy to gamify just about any workout. I work out with my brothers sometimes. We have different styles. Joe likes to be headphones on, getting a real sweat going, and Kevin's more about, mobility. For me, I like the social aspect of working out, having conversation, taking, longer rests so that you allow for that time to let your body heal once you've pushed a little further. And I'm not the biggest fan of cardio, to be honest, probably because I always have to be thinking about my glucose levels, which is something that as a type 1 diabetic is very important to me. It not only affects my basic health, but my emotional state, mental state. So, I'm focused on looking at my Dexcom, seeing my numbers in real time, which is what I wear this thing here. It gives me the tools I need to be able to be my most effective, not only on stage, but in the gym. Sometimes working out can make your glucose spike, just sort of a weird thing. You'd think it would make it crash because you're exerting energy, but it's actually 2 hours later. So in addition to the workout, I'm thinking about the meal that I have to have, what needs to be in that meal to sustain my glucose over, a 5-6 hour period before I then go and do the show that night. My pre and post workout meals, it really varies depending on the day, depending on what time I wake up, how much sleep I got. I really just try to listen to my body and go from there. But I usually like to have a peanut butter, a fruit of some kind before the workout, a little bit of coffee, which is kind of unusual, but a little bit of coffee, hit the workout. Then after, a lot of protein. So in the morning, some good eggs, turkey bacon, paired with a wheat toast or something. I think carbs are also an important part of the equation, especially as a diabetic, and knowing when to use them and how to use them is really important. My current fitness goal is to be able to lift my daughter with ease. As a parent, it's a lot of hip hinges down, and it can be kind of strenuous on the forearms as she's getting older and bigger. So it's just about being able to easily lift and still be able to play all my instruments without any issues. I'm gonna show you a workout that I do. A lot of times I'm in a hotel gym and kind of limited weights and things to work with, but you can always pretty much depend on there being some dumbbells. So I do this workout that one of my trainers, Matt Blank, gave me a couple years ago, and it really helps. When I'm on the road, I can do it anywhere. You can do it without dumbbells too. You just increase the number of reps or the intensity, and that's what I'm gonna show you today. So it's a basic dumbbell complex. Pretty simple. It's 5 different exercises with no rest in between, and then you take a 70-second rest and repeat this 5 times. So what I'll usually do is I'll start with something to get my heart rate going, maybe jump rope 100 times, do that 3 times with 60 seconds in between, or I'll walk on the treadmill for a little bit, or even do a light jog. Anything to get the heart rate going, get your body feeling good, and then I'll jump into this. And at the end of this, what I'll do is set the treadmill on an incline and do anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes just walking, which just, again, is a crazy workout. It doesn't seem that intense, but when you have to protect your body and save it for later in the day for a show or anything else, it's a nice way to get a good sweat going but not feel too burnt out. So let's jump into the dumbbell complex. I'm gonna modify some of these because I actually am getting over an injury from my hand. So I'm going light on the weight, but also I'm gonna speed through this just so you guys can get the idea. But it's 8 reps every time. So starting with the push-ups. All right, so it's 8 push-ups. Nothing fancy about these. Just driving through the floor and back up. And then we're straight into RDLs, weighted RDLs. So trying to keep the hips perfectly still. It's less about speed of the motion, but just time under tension. So do that on both legs, 8 aside. And then we're to hammer curl, shoulder press. Just combining these two really gets a nice burn going. Do this 8 times. After you finish that, straight into weighted squats. You can rest dumbbells on your shoulder, just sit back into it. It's that simple. We've all done it before. And the last thing, which again, all of this is about protecting your body. So what I do is I modify this. I'm not putting any tension on my palm, and I'll just place my hand on the floor, keep my hips still, and just pulling through towards the hip. And that is it. Do that 5 times. You can throw an ab or a core workout in there afterwards if you want, and then hit the treadmill and you're done. All right, well, thanks for hanging out and watching my very simple but effective dumbbell complex workout. It's been a lot of fun. Keep achieving all those fitness goals with the help of Men's Health, of course, and me, your new trainer, Jonas. All the best. See ya.